thanks for staying with us. We still have Larry Olushola here with us. I'm going to allow you to answer BC's question.
Yeah,
Resilience,
so BC, you know, it's important for us parents and guardians to create what we call in psychology a psychological and emotional safe space for our children. Our role is not just financial. Our role is not just provision. Our role is more emotional, psychological than physical. And so it is important for us to realize that this new generation, they are different from us, number one. Number two is to ask ourselves, what are their real needs? Number three is to ask ourselves what we're expecting of them. Is it for them or is it for us?
Very deep.
Because a lot of parents want to live their own lives through their children. This jam that you want to kill that child for, what did you score?
You.
Daddy, waiting you score. Mommy, waiting you score. Thank you. Did you even go to school? And some parents lie that, in my own time,
Yes,
if we go and research it, you know, any A. So calm down. Look, if it's only lion that a lion can born. So if you are not very academically astute.
In Nigeria, lion they won't go to.
No, lie. if in your family you are not very academically astute, right? But you are socially intelligent, emotionally intelligent.
Let me paint you this picture. There's a father that says, me, I'm not rich. I didn't read all the books. I'm not as smart. I probably didn't even do job. But I know 10 families that I grew up with. In those 10 families, 5, I saw how the man drilled his children, forced them to read, forced them, pushed them under pressure academically. And today, 25 years later than that, they are working in all these big companies abroad. And the other ones that didn't do that, I see them. So because of that, I am putting my child under pressure. So your child wakes up at 5 a.m. in the morning. And before 6:30, they've already done 20 sums. Before breakfast, they must submit the sums to you. Then after breakfast, they come from school. As they're dropping their school, they are doing another 20 sums. You are like drilling them back to back because in your mind, you are telling them consistently that, can you see these successful people? This is what their father did to them. I saw it. Now, when you hear a father talk like that, what kind of advice would you give to him?
This is really interesting because we're talking about the old and the new. So in that era, accountant, lawyer, engineer, doctor, right, were the things that we thought was the pathway to financial independence.
Okay.
What are doctors earning now, please tell me? In Nigeria, maybe 200K per annum. That's one post that an influencer will post. One post. The work and the financial landscape has changed. We parents need to change. Influencers are earning, crazy money. Drone operators are earning incredible money. So let me get you to understand the research that has just come out, right? That by next year, 70% of your certification, your degree, will be obsolete. 70% of it will be obsolete. Now, they are looking for people that have certain skills. So it's not about your degree, it's about your skills. So employers are employing for skill, not degree. So what are the skills that they are looking for? Critical reasoning. What are the skills that they are looking for? Emotional intelligence. What are the skills they are looking for? Innovation and creativity. What are the skills they are looking for? Your ability to manage relationships, your ability to have resilience, your ability to be self-confident, to be able to stand in front of anybody and deliver your presentation. So the landscape has completely changed. So baby bloomer parents, Generation X parents.
Millennials. No, millennials are
millennials and Gen Z, they're on the other side.
Are you people?
Yes.
We're better.
Baby bloomers and Generation Y were on the X were on the other side. It is important for us to change. Because what has brought us here will never take our children to the next place. We have to change because 75% of the marketplace and the workplace will be filled with Generation Y and Generation Z. 75%, which means that if you are a CEO, a business owner, and you are 65 years old, you are 60 years old, right? The people that you'll be relating with that will take your business to the next level, they are between 21 and 30.
True.
And 35.
True.
Now, if 75% of them will be that generation, who needs to change?
You.
Because you are becoming obsolete. They are the ones that understand creativity. They are the ones that understand design thinking. They are the ones that understand technology, artificial intelligence. Why? Because they were born into that era. You were an analog child.
Yes.
You are analog. That is not going to create legacy for you. So if you want to create legacy, you have to create a bridge between your generation and the next generation and pass down wisdom and also learn from them.
So, Mr. Larry, let's talk about these successful kids. So we saw kids who were beaten, as Mariel said, who were drilled. I had one friend, she was always inside a bucket of water.
Wow.
Reading. She had less than 4 hours of sleep. And I used to tell her, I cannot function. After 2 hours of lecture, I have to sleep to assimilate. No matter what the lecture, even at law school, they know me, I'll go down like this. I'll take my nap. So how successful is a child because, they were drilled and they finally made it to the top? Is what, what forms a successful person? Is it just career success, academic success, or, awesome individual?
I love that question. The definition of success. There's not one definition of success. True. Unfortunately, right? There are
but you can even be successful in one aspect of life and fail in every other aspect.
You see, even failure is a very critical part of success. You cannot succeed without failing. You can't. And fail means first attempt in learning. F-A-I-L. So have you ever seen anybody that on their first attempt they blew?
They blew like that.
Or they became successful? No. So success is a journey. And it is very individual. And it is based on your own definition of what you want or where you are going. Okay? So I believe that we should create holistic children. Children that are socially intelligent. Children that are emotionally intelligent. Children that are mentally intelligent. But most importantly, children that are dynamic, flexible, and intelligent. Intelligence is not book intelligence. Intelligence is about being aware of information and the ability to apply that information and solve problems. Not just for you, for the ecosystem that you exist in. Those are the kinds of children that we need to begin to, nurture, not just book knowledge. Like BC said, right? Check this out. If I look at my generation, and the generation before me, and the generation immediately after me, right? The guys that own the banks, that own the oil companies today, they don't get A for school. They didn't graduate with first class. Pass. Third class. 2-2.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that own those businesses today. The guys that work for them are the guys that collected first class.
And 2-1.
And 2-1. So you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? Are you looking to be a business owner or are you looking to be an employee?
Yeah.
If your pathway to or your gateway to where you are going is employee, then one of the things that you need to ensure that you do is you get a grade so that you can get in and you can learn and then you can go and set up your own shop. Now, if you do not have social skills and emotional intelligence, how do you want to build a network? The guys where they go party, where be club members for university, then are these guys that we're talking about?
They
are the ones that are running the show. They are the ones that are running the show.
Yeah,
why? Because they combine parties with play, with time management, with studying when they needed to study. So their minds, they're operating with the two parts of their brain.
Lamri, let me add something. So, we have different types of intelligence, and that's also adding to what the analogy you gave, where a father has seen that people who they put to do the work all the time, making sure that they read and everything were successful. You can only have that when maybe the children were academically inclined. Yeah. But not every child is that way. And one of the reasons, or one of the things I've seen where a lot of children feel out of place is because the parents did not understand the kind of intelligence they had. So they were seen as dullards. You are not passing maths, you are not passing English, you are dull. Meanwhile, that child has an intelligence in another aspect that if you had paid attention, you would channel that child to that. So those children who become successful from that constant drilling are the academic children. Imagine putting me in that kind of drilling. I would just go and kill myself because I would not even understand. I wouldn't know my left from my right. In fact, when I see, there's a way I see numbers and my brain goes blank, right? But you could be lucky that you have children who are academically inclined and you feel that is what would work for every other child. And that's also the problem we have in our educational system, which I constantly complain about. They don't tailor education to suit the different needs of the children. The auditory children are not included. The kinesthetic are not included. Everything is just stand on the board and you ensure that everybody follows the same route. A fish would always be a failure if you ask that fish to climb the tree. So it's about understanding the sort of children that you have and then pushing them in the right direction. So, of course, there will be basics. At least everybody will finish secondary school in my house, right? Then we'll now start asking, are we doing university first? Are we doing skill? Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? Which ones are we going to focus on? And that is why the other countries are succeeding faster than we are, because they understand those skills and they put the children in the right places.
These same other countries admire the resilience of Nigerians. We go there and we shine because of this drilling that we have drilled our children. Nigerian children, the smartest black people in the world are Nigerians. They have this foundation. We have this foundation where education is crucial for every Nigerian family. No matter which country we go to, we tell our children education first. We don't all these ideas of skills and these are all somewhat, I want to say maybe new knowledge where we are now thinking differently. Okay, let's allow children to explore. But the foundation of what makes a Nigerian is this desperate need for your child to be educated. And it has actually helped us abroad where many Nigerians abroad have seen and recognized.
No, but I think it's important for us to create a balance between what both of them are saying. And the Montessori educational system helps you discover how you learn and how you can tap into your intelligence. Is it through videos? Yeah. Is it through sound? Is it through analytical thinking, Lego, or is it through working your hands? Yeah. So that helps you identify how you learn and how fast you retain, right? That's the Montessori system. We need to incorporate that. You see, a lot of times, right, we do not get people to understand why we're trying to educate them. So mathematics is about numeracy, so that you can calculate when someone wants to buy something from you and how much you sell it for, how much you bought it for, and it's a life skill. But we teach it as if you must pass mathematics. English is about literacy, your ability to have this conversation, to critically think about what you want to say and how to articulate it. That's why we say English and maths is compulsory, right? Now, there are certain people that are left brain. There are certain people that are right brain. So BC will be a right brain person. That's why she doesn't like mathematics, because mathematics is analytical. It requires your left brain. But when it's about art, when it's about drama, when it's about creativity, it's the right brain. Yeah. You as a parent or the school needs to be able to identify that child, right? And that's why you have guidance counselors in schools to run this profile testing and to direct and guide the child in the direction that that child should go. Now, after doing that, then you come to the educational system and then you educate them well. Now, it is true that Nigerians are excelling everywhere in the world when it comes to academics. One of the reasons why is because there's 200 million of us. The competition is tough. And we unconsciously have built that resilience to excel in academics. We need to continue to build that resilience in other areas as well. True. The reason why, if you go to the United States of America, the top surgeons and the top doctors some of them will be Nigerians. If you go to all the universities and they are doing masters, they are doing PhD, the top graduates will be Nigerians. Is because, and Chinese and Indians. Why? Because we have the same kind of system. Okay, the competition is tough. And so if you choose the numbers out of 100,000 people, if you have 10 will exceed the numbers in other countries. So it's important for us to understand the uniqueness of our country, our own dynamics, and begin to change our educational system.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.